Alrighty, so hey to those of y'all that are tuning in live and will be watching this on a replay. My name is Unique Divination. I want to say welcome to my space, welcome to my environment, and we're gonna get into some things on this live. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about who I am. Okay, so I am Unique Grisby. I go by Unique Divination. That is my business name or whatever. And pretty much, I've been mentoring, guiding, coaching people since 2006. I've always been in a leadership role. Pretty much every job that I've ever been in, I've always been put right into leadership once they've identified my skill set. And I've always had the opportunity to kind of work with people and help them develop personally, emotionally, education-wise, help them develop career-wise. So, that's kind of what I've been doing, since 2006. And so also I acquired a human resource management degree, a master's degree in human resource management. So human resources, right? The purpose of human resources is to understand, relate, identify, build, connect people so that they're able to do the job and do their job in a productive, satisfactory manner. They're happy, work life, personal life is balanced, right? Providing resources, help developing, coaching, teaching, providing trainings to employees, trainings to staff, departments, to help build them. So human resources is about building, right? And like I said, I've got a degree in that stuff. So, during my work experience in the corporate world and, specifically there for myself too, but, I've built processes, trainings, procedures, help rewrite procedures. And I work with like financial companies, and also companies that like contract out a lot of people. Okay, so those are some of the reasons why I feel like I'm definitely qualified to help coach, mentor, provide motivation, training, guidance on personal, professional, and spiritual affairs, right? So my work background, my educational background, and then as far as my, spiritual wise, I started this business in 2016. I made it an LLC in 2018, but, ultimately I started out my business doing tarot readings, right? And candle magic and creating conjure oils and stuff like that, right? Hey, for those that are just tuning in, you just popped in, I'm just started, and I'm talking about why I'm pretty much qualified to talk on these areas. So if you want to hang around or pop back in or out, that's okay. All right. Also, let me know where you're from, right? Just drop where you're from real quick. So yeah, I started my business with tarot cards, right? And I started realizing with my job, my corporate job now, and I learned that like the court cards, the Briggs-Myers personality test, if anybody's ever heard of that, coincides with the 16 court cards. Okay, so that was interesting to find out. And that's a personality test that I give my employees when I hire them. I set up with human resources, do the Myers-Briggs test. And that tells me about their personality, who they are, how can I approach them? What's the best way how does this person connect, right? And so I started realizing that, tarot and that gift of divination, these tools can be incorporated, into, real coaching, real mentoring. It's totally nothing wrong with that, especially if you're one to believe into like collective consciousness and the universe and being able to receive messages via intuition and decoding symbols, right? And that's pretty much what tarot is about, its spirituality is about. So that's what's incorporated into my my way of coaching, guiding, mentoring. Not only can I provide, my background, my work background, my educational background, but I can also incorporate my life experience and, my spiritual background, right? What else do I want to kind of say about shadow work and why I'm qualified? Oh, so also, I'm also in school right now. I'm currently in school for obtaining my doctorate's degree in human services, right? Human services. And my concentration is leadership and organizational management, right? And so that kind of just ties into my human resource degree. And it just helps me continue to work on elevating people, developing people, teaching people how to be leaders, being individuals, and how to work together, how to build relationships, how to maintain relationships, right? And how to develop personally, career-wise, emotionally. I provide my employees with a lot of tools and resources, right? So that's why, not only do I have the background for it, I'm currently actively working it and going through school for it. So not only am I doing theory, but I'm also doing practice, okay? So hopefully within the next 2 to 3 years, I will obtain my degree and I will be Dr. Unique Divination, okay? So, hopefully that all pans out. So now let's get into shadow work. And what is a shadow? So, we all have demons inside of us, right? Every day we fight against them. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win, right? These demons haunting us can be seen either in small glimpses or in full chaos, right? And because of our guilt and shame, we tend to ignore and bury them. We think that they should stay hidden because they cannot and should not exist in our conscious self, right? So society tells us to focus on the good things like love and light, but never the darkness or shadow, right? Focusing solely on your positive side is easy and comfortable. And it's no wonder the majority of us avoid the darker part of our personalities, right? So it's kind of hard and difficult to face the things about yourself that you just don't like. Or on the flip side, it's kind of hard to focus on things that you know that you should bring out of the dark, right? Out of your shadow. So not only, it's not just negative things that lie within your shadow, but there are positive things too, okay? But let me see what's on here next. So shadow, a term coined by a psychiatrist by the name of Carl Jung. I don't know which pronunciation is, but I'm going to give both. Right, so he focuses on the dark side of us, which we choose to not focus on. All right, shadow work is doing the work to integrate and heal that shadow. All right, this will allow you to be a more complete person, and you'll be able to confront your demons and your own soul, okay? So shadow work also helps you identify. Shadow work also helps you identify the source of trauma, where it comes from, right? Hey, what's up? So, it helps you identify that source of trauma, okay? So, like I said, I'm going to touch on how you have good things and you have negative things in your shadow, right? So we always hear, if you've ever heard the term shadow or shadow work, you always hear about people talking about how, you just want to kind of, work on getting negative things out of your shadow and, integrating and healing. But there's also positive things that lie within your shadow. If you're a person who has low self-esteem, you're an introvert, you have anxiety, to come forth with some great skill sets and abilities that you have to offer as far as community and for better jobs. Sometimes we don't act on those attributes because we're scared. Those attributes are lying within your shadow. Okay. So real quick, let me just stop. Hey, I'm Unique Divination, right? And this is the beginning of my 5-week shadow work life coaching program. Okay. So I just started. I'm currently on 2 platforms. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram Live. Right. So what's up? Let me know. Drop where you're at if you don't mind. And so what you've missed so far, you didn't really miss too much. The first 15 minutes, I just was kind of asking for everybody to drop where they were at real quick, where they were residing at currently. And I just kind of got into where, why am I qualified to talk about this, right? Because my day ones, that's been with me, I've been doing this since 2016, but it's a new scene. I've been gone for a while, so just kind of want to reintroduce myself, right? So just to kind of touch on it again, my educational background, my corporate background, I've been a leader. What is this? Oh, don't do this, YouTube. Sorry about that. So I've been a leader in the corporate world since 2006. And as I've developed and grown in each corporation and department that I've worked with, I've learned how to develop people emotionally, personally, career-wise, and help identify things in people to work on so that they can flourish, right, and be successful as they can at that time, and just learn how to develop certain skills and attributes to be a successful goal-completing person, right? So I'm not just coming out of the woodwork talking about life coach. I do this in the corporate world, right? And I have a human resource management degree, a master's degree in human resources, where I develop processes, procedures, trainings, for employees and leaders as well. Okay, so I have a master's degree in that. Not only that, I'm currently in school for my doctorate's degree, right, in human services, where my concentration is leadership and organizational management. So again, there's a theme that I have in life with providing tools, resources, and skills and mentoring and guiding people to help them grow and be successful, right? So qualified in that area. I have my own team. I have a department. I work for a Fortune 500 company. I provide access for them and to buildings across the country, including, we have areas in Puerto Rico. So, I'm responsible for that 24/7 operation. And I have to build my team. I have to develop them. And I have to make sure that they have the proper tools and the resources that they need to do their job, right? And then, like I said, spiritually, I've been doing tarot since 2016, and I've done readings for people all over the world. I've provided guidance, mentoring, coaching with my own intuition, my own life experience, and the cards. I love the cards. I think they're really a good tool to use with coaching and guiding, especially if you want to be spiritually inclined. You know what I mean? It's a different shift in our times, and we are open about our spirituality, and there's nothing wrong with using divination tools along with other resources that are backed by education and experience with working with people. So check out my posts, go to my Instagram live, and understand that I've been doing this, right? I've helped over 300 people in counting, right? This is what I do, and I enjoy it. So we started talking about shadow work, right? And shadow work are things, it's focusing on the dark side of you, and if you're into spirituality, hey, what's up, Mary Lou? If you're into spirituality, you realize, generally speaking, I'm going to keep it light here. I don't want to go too deep, but, we have a sun sign, we have a moon sign, and then we have a rising. Those are the three things that people significantly identify with. There's so much more, but understand that there is a sun and there is a moon aspect to you. And just like, visually, if you think about the moon and the sun, the sun aspect shines, right? That's who you show everybody. That's what you show the public, right? And, your moon aspect is the darker side of you, things that we really don't expose to everybody and sometimes even nobody, right? So shadow is that dark side, right? And shadow work is focusing on integrating and bringing things out of that dark side. You want to integrate the trauma that you place there, and that integration of the trauma can also help you bring out the positive attributes that you have within your shadow, okay? So it kind of goes two ways. And I always like to give this story because it's so easy to kind of digest. So if you guys have been, following me, you know that I always bring this story up when it comes to terms of shadow, right? So just imagine this family, a mom and a dad, a girl, and she has two older brothers, right? Happy family, right? And all of a sudden, mom is in a horrible car accident, with girlfriends. I don't know, she went out. However, she doesn't make it, right? She doesn't make it. And so the dad is left to raise the little girl and her two older brothers, right? But let me back up real quick because I'm going too fast. Like, before mom even died, they were just a really happy family. There was great communication. The daughter was just outgoing. They would call her their little superstar. Like, she just was flourishing. She was a leader. She just was shining bright like the sun. Just had this very bright personality about her, right? The two brothers, were boys, flourishing, happy, and then let's fast forward back to the car accident. All right, so mom doesn't make it, right? So dad is left to raise this little girl and his two sons. So, things change. Things change in the household. What's up, love? People, change. There was a death in the family. Mom is the nurturer. Mom is the nurturer of everyone. Dad sets the rules and things like that. But mom is the nurturer to the children, and she's no longer there. So dad, doesn't have those same qualities that a feminine, energy would. So, he's going to try to do things the best way he can, right? But, things start to happen and the little girl starts to take on the place of the mom. They have her cooking and cleaning, and boys kind of don't help do anything. Dad is working overtime. He really can't keep balance. And, before you know it, the little girl, is pretty much told to just, make sure that she's cooking for everybody and cleaning. Your mom's not here, you got to do it. So, that once bright, shining, son that she was is now, sad, depressed because her mom's gone. But now she's been made to be like a damn slave in the house. And those qualities about her that were once great are now hidden in her shadow, right? And so this situation is creating a traumatic experience for this little girl. And how these things got into her shadow and how this was creating a traumatic experience. And so when she grows up and, when she goes for jobs, she really doesn't put her all into it or try to go for the best thing going for her. She has dreams and she really doesn't even want to live or act on her dreams because that bright personality, that shining sun that she once was before her mother passed away, has now been placed into her shadow, right? So that is what shadow is. And again, shadow work is identifying the source of trauma so that you can begin to heal, right? Shadow work is a tool to help you integrate that trauma, integrate it, change it so that it is no longer hurtful to you, but you use it as motivation to succeed in life, right? So it no longer hurts you. And none of this stuff that I'm saying is something that's going to happen so quick, Some people have more work to do than others, right? Everybody has their own life journey, their own life experience. And, some people may have a little bit less work to do. Some people may have a little bit more, right? I had a lot of shadow work to do to even get where I'm at in life. It took me a good 4 or 5 years to even start focusing on the first 2 stages of shadow work. It's not a game, but the more you avoid it, the harder it gets to identify and the harder it's going to take for you to deal with these things so you can be the person that you want to be, so you can have the quality of life and be in the environment that you want, right? It's all attainable, but you have to put the work in. And in order to be successful, you have to do shadow work. And that is one of the reasons why, as a mindset coach and a manifestation coach, I focus on shadow work, right? Because that allows you to start being self-aware, identifying who you are, and go from there. And that is a powerful thing. That's being woke, right? That's the woke that I want, not this fake, this social media woke, The woke I want is to be self-aware of who I am, right? And what I stand for and boundaries and everything else, what I represent and what I'm trying to do in life, right? And what do I need to do to get there? right? And one of those things I need to do, and I feel like we all need to do, is to do shadow work, right? So, like I said, Carl Jung, he coined that term shadow, right? And so, I created a guide, and I appreciate all of you who's ever supported it. If you're still interested in it, go ahead and click the link on my bio and go to 21 questions, okay? You can get it with a workshop, okay? Thursdays at $7, all right? Every other day is $97 because it comes with a workshop, right? And a journal. You can print it out. And you can work with the 70-page journal. It has each stage, describe what it is, and the questions to go with it, and where you can write on it, okay? So, this is the beginning of my life coaching program, my shadow work program. So, if you guys are here, you guys are getting it for free, right? So, shout out to those of you, because I did not put out a notification or anything like that. I apologize. Sometimes I got to kickstart things, right? So, but I'm here. This is the start of it. This is the first session. And so I'm going to explain the 4 stages, right? In this session, we're going to focus on stage 1, and we're going to focus on the first question, okay? So there's a few questions in each stage. And so we're going to identify each question within one session, one question each session, okay? So there should be about 4 or 5 sessions within each stage. Once this is done. So this is going to be a lengthy process. This is not something that's going to be, done overnight. Please feel free to ask any questions, any comments or anything that you have regarding this. So if you are aware, I am a tarot reader, right? So we will be incorporating Oracle and tarot decks. I have my own major arcana cards, Urban Mystic Tarot. So, depending on the question, depends on what cards I will be using, because I have some cards that are just so deep. And because I feel like shadow work deals with developing your soul, we're going to kind of stick to certain cards, right? And so, the first stage of shadow work. The first stage of shadow work, right? The very first stage that we get into. Feel free if y'all want to take notes real quick. Y'all want to take notes. Y'all want to get a notebook real quick, a journal. Because I'm going to leave this up for a little while, but after that it's going to go away, okay? Each session is not going to stay up, okay? So I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes to get a notebook. Get a pen, Always, I just want to keep y'all aware. Always if you see me go live, regardless of whether it's planned or not, just always try to have notebook, pen around, because it's going to be some jewels, okay? All right, so I'm currently on 2 platforms. If you like YouTube better, go to Urban Mystic TV. Urban Mystic with a K. And you'll see me on YouTube. If you like Instagram better, I'm here on Instagram, okay? Instagram view's a little awkward because my laptop. Here we go. There we go. I got all dressed up for y'all. I hope y'all like my outfit. I hope y'all like my outfit. Do I look professional or what? Right? All right, so we're going to get into it. Denial is the first stage, right? And so this is those aspects that we deny, disown, and reject about ourselves are usually those that we filed away. So just sit with that real quick. Right? Denial. Those aspects that we deny, disown, and reject about ourselves are usually those that we filed away. Right? And once again, we know that, of course, there's negative things, but can you think of any positive things along with negative things that you've kind of, qualities and skill sets about yourself that you've kind of denied yourself, You've disowned from yourself because you just haven't had the courage to step forth in that skill set or that ability or that attribute, right? I want us to think a little bit deeper with shadow work. So, if you have that journal in your pen, I need for you to write negative and positive aspects that you deny, disown, and reject about yourself, right? That you just said, look, I'm not even gonna go there because I don't have the strength, the courage, the self-esteem. I've been through too much trauma to allow me to even do those things, right? So write the trauma that you've identified with, or whatever aspects you deny about yourself, good or bad, and then also write down the good things that you feel like. And if you want to share, please feel free to share, right? And let's go to the next stage. I'm gonna tell you about the next stage. So the second stage of shadow work deals with projection. Okay, it deals with projecting, right? And so we can identify this by paying attention to our judgment of other people. So just think about that before we even, get into the questions. That's the second part of the coaching. But just identify. Look around and think about the people that you judge on a daily basis and the ones that you judge the most, right? Did you ever think that was projecting? Did you ever think that was projecting? You think that you're giving counsel and guidance maybe? And maybe you're just judging somebody and you didn't realize it was a form of projecting. Think about that. So the third stage of shadow work is integration, right? And we want to find those hidden aspects, bring them into the light of consciousness, dust them off, and see if we can use them to make ourselves whole again. Okay, so the hidden aspects reminds me of the inexperienced me, right? So, what can you think about? Just even based on just this, the definition of what the third stage is, integration. Can you think about hidden aspects? Or maybe we can't right now because they have to be identified. So let me just back up a little bit. Just, we want to find those hidden aspects. Bring them